Hello, world. Welcome back to Golf Subpar. Colt knows Drew Stoltz, a day after the 86 Masters, where Scotty Scheffler picks up his first major championship with a dominating performance around Augusta National. It was something special to watch, Sleaze.
It was fun to be there. We got to be out there most of the week. We participated in all the activities. We got to have a little evening or two at T-Bones. We did it all. First of all, before we get into it, I must say on the video here, you look glorious with the light coming in. You're like a little Simba coming down from the Lion King.
Oh,
The anointed one.
I love it.
You are. But, man, what
Well,
a week we had. What's up?
I'm currently en route from Augusta to Hilton Head. So had to do a quick pullover so we can get this done. It's been a hell of an 8 days for me, Sleaze.
Yeah, the voice sounds good. I know the sound of that voice. I think I was there for part of the reason that voice sounds like that. But, dude, what a week we had down there. I mean, from the first day we got there, you and I, we did our radio show, went and hit the merch tent as you do, picked up this beautiful little piece right here. We make our way out there and heading towards the first fairway, and all of a sudden, it's like Elvis stepped on property. It was 8 deep, 200 yards down the fairway. We both look at each other like, I hope this is Tiger, otherwise we ain't going to see nothing out here. And sure enough, there goes Tiger, JT, Freddie, all coming up the first tee. And, man, from that point on, it was just cool to have Tiger there, the buzz that was around it. And then Scotty Scheffler, man, sleeping on the lead like that. 5-shot lead going into Saturday, 3-shot lead going into Sunday. The kid didn't blink, even when it looked like it might get interesting there after those first two. Colt on Sunday, Cam Smith comes out, tweet out the gates. And then the third hole, clearly that's where the whole thing got shook up.
Yeah, no doubt. With Scotty Scheffler having the chip in, Cam Smith making bogey. Like you said, just an incredible week. It's always so special to be at Augusta National. I was there the entire week doing some coverage for ESPN Plus and Masters.com. Was on the call. Got to call Tiger's round on Thursday, which was just, I was in awe. I was a fanboy out there trying to call, the greatest of all times, first round back in over 500 days. But just can't say enough about Scotty Scheffler. I brag about him all the time on here. I've known him since he was 7 years old. So pumped for him. I finished in the morning on Sunday. I headed out to the golf course. I just felt like I needed to be there for that moment to see if he could get it done. I caught up with him on number 4. I made it all the way through 18, and I think I saw about 4 shots. It is absolutely impossible to see anything out there unless you are way out ahead and just get a spot and commit to sitting there. But I walked around with Randy Smith, his longtime coach, his dad, his sisters. So cool to watch them go through all the emotions, and then Scotty coming up the last, knowing it's a done deal. So pumped for him, well deserved. A lot of people kind of were critical of him being the number 1 player in the world. They're like, I don't understand how this is possible. It's just one good little stretch. Well, he confirmed he is now the best player on the planet.
Yeah, pretty non-debatable right now, and it was cool. You and I ran into Scotty's family out there before the week started, and we were like, hey. What a run this has been. How cool has this been? And little did we know that the coolest part of it hadn't even started yet at that point. And I thought it was really awesome, Colt. Like his post-game interview, he talked about, you got so much time to kill when you're in those final groups at the Masters. I mean, he's not teeing off till late in the afternoon. When your mind's going crazy, that's a tough ask. And he said he woke up and he was like in tears at points. Where he's like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like the moment almost felt too big for him. I thought that was pretty cool for him to admit that, because I got to believe he's not the first dude to ever break down like that before a big final round, but I haven't heard anybody else admit it up to this point. And it just goes to show you like what's behind the curtain, because you watch Scotty Scheffler on the broadcast and you're like, man, he looks so calm. He's out there laughing with Ted Scott. Nothing gets under this dude's skin. Nothing rattles him. Anytime he hits a bad shot, he seems to recover. It lets you know like what's going on the inside, because that's I don't care who you are, how many times you won, and that's after a guy's won 3 times in the last 6 weeks more or less. He's still feeling like that going into the final round at Augusta. But man, it looked like it might get close for a little bit. He never let up. Cam Smith slipped up there on 12, which was obviously kind of the huge turning point when it turned into the Scotty Scheffler victory lap. But damn, dude, like you said, you can't dispute the world number 1 right now, and it's crazy how quickly that's turned from 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's playing unbelievable. Got to give a big shout out to his wife Meredith too. I mean, for that little pep talk she gave him before he headed out. I mean, she could possibly be she doesn't need to work. I don't know if she does, but if she's looking for a new profession, sports psychologist, I think, is in her future. I mean, he gave her so much credit, and I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, when you're in that kind of, I said it to you on a radio show. Can you imagine if like this was one of the weeks he travels alone and like he wakes up and he's in that moment and everything? That'd be really tough. But to have the support system he does, to have Meredith there and tell him, listen, it's all going to be okay. You can handle this. Go out and get it done. And he did. Man, it was so cool to see him put on the green jacket. In my opinion, the first of many majors. I mean, the next major championship, the PGA Championship, this is his favorite golf course in the world, Southern Hills. He won Big 12s there as a freshman.
Go ahead and ink that. And how about us making our picks going in? It was almost like Scotty Scheffler was too obvious. Like, neither of us picked him. It was kind of like, all right, he's the guy. He's the hottest player coming in. But, like, how long can that last? Can he keep that up? And neither of us even picked him. And now I feel like an idiot. But it was almost one of those things like, dude, that's, like, too easy. If you just asked the novice golfer and said, here's the results of the last couple months, who do you like? They're going to pick Scotty. It felt like it was too much of a layup. But, damn, probably not going to make the same mistake twice, not picking him going forward.
Yeah, gotta give also a big thank you to everybody that came up, all the patrons that came up to us out there on Monday. For me, all week walking around the grounds, I mean, a lot of Subpar fans out there. It was really cool.
It's awesome. It's always awesome to get out there and talk with some of the listeners. We had a great event at Savannah River Brewing Company. Shout out Savannah River for hosting us and our event out there. Graham Dillette was in the house. We had a good time, hit some balls into the monitor. May or may not have drank a handful of beers out there. Got to talk with a lot of the listeners, and that event was really cool that we get to have these live events. We're going to look to keep those happening going forward.
Yeah, awesome. Great turnout, even though the weather was terrible, but had a lot of fun at Savannah River Brewing Company. But Sleaze, the man of the hour is obviously Scotty Scheffler. Picks up his first major, and he was just shipping it around Augusta National with that TaylorMade driver.
You know what it is, Colt. That's all TaylorMade, because golf is an interesting game. Because the better you hit the ball, the fewer shots you have to hit. That means the better you hit the ball, the less golf you actually have to play. That's why we made the all-new TaylorMade Stealth Irons. TaylorMade Stealth Irons feature a cap-back design and a 3D toe wrap designed to help deliver increased distance through the bag and more forgiveness on those occasional or not so occasional less than perfect shots. The result? Better shots more often, so you get to have more fun more often. So if you're the kind of golfer who wants to play less golf more often, try the all-new Stealth Irons from TaylorMade. Beyond driven. To learn more about the technology of stealth, visit TaylorMadeGolf.com. Use the promo code SUBPAR for free shipping. No excuses. I did hit a couple dogs into the monitor there, Colt. I got to question the accuracy of those things. I didn't have my elite speed that I'm accustomed to having. Could have been the 17 beers that I had before that, but yeah. I'm going to say also possibly the monitor.
Well, listen, if the stealth is good enough for the number one player in the world, it's good enough for everyone else out there. So go get that TaylorMade driver. But Sleaze, we got an absolute beauty on the pod today. PGA Tour champion legend, Michael Allen. I mean, this guy, sake drinking, ball striking, unbelievable actor. He does it all.
Oh, dude. If you're a fan of golf and you don't know the name Michael Allen, you're about to, because this dude's incredible. If you could imagine Jimmy Buffett as a pro golfer, that's Michael Allen. And if you don't know his story, you're about to hear it, and it's hard not to like this dude. He's just one of the OGs, Colt. Like, he comes from a different time. He chased it all over the globe, kind of found his stride late in his career, parlayed it into a really big Champions Tour career. But, God, he's a fun dude to be around. You're going to see that here in just a minute.
Well, Sleaze, last week in Augusta, the Doers was flowing. I consumed a rather large amount, considering I was there for 8 days. And we are proud to announce Doers as the presenting sponsor of Subpar and the official Scotch whiskey of the 122nd U.S. Open at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. Discover Doers' remarkable lineup of Scotch whiskeys, most notably their 12, 15, and 19-year-old limited champions edition, developed in partnership with the USGA. Doers is the perfect after-round indulgence, extraordinarily smooth yet complex. Enjoy Doers double-aged Scotch whiskeys any way you like. I think I tried all of these last week, Sleaze. Whether you want it neat on the rocks in a whiskey highball with a twist, or a classic old-fashioned, the Sleazy Man's favorite, check out Doers. Absolutely delicious. And here we go, Michael Allen on Golf Subpar.
All right. This is going to be a fun one here today. We got a pros pro in the house with us, longtime PGA Tour player and Champions Tour major champion. The man golfs his ball and pounds sake with the best of them. Michael Allen.
You got to be known for something. I didn't think it would be sake, but, I guess the San Francisco roots just kind of
today it's Doers and water, though.
It is indeed. Thank you. And thank you, Doers.
Yeah. Enjoy.
We try and do you all the time.
Just Doers. That's right. But the sake, though, first time I ever played with you, Twin Fin, I don't know, 8, 10 years ago.
Which I got to say, the two of you took over from McCord, who used to work on it, light it up. I've seen his, PC there doing all his stuff, and you guys came in and just rolled it, laying on your back. You were all world. You were all world.
I don't think he remembers laying on his back.
I don't either, but he was funny, man. I'll tell you.
I've been told it was fun.
It was great. You could have heard yourself.
Oh,
we talk about that. We talk about that tournament a lot on here. It's a pro scratch. It's out here at the start. You've been playing in it for years.
Almost forever, yeah.
It's. I mean, what a way to start the year.
It is a great
time, preparation, isn't it?
Camping this year, shit, he was ready to go.
Well, that's when I became friends with Tom Pernice. Really, it was there because we never really got along. He's very organized, very anal. I'm pretty loosey goosey. Yeah, kind of free for it. Yeah, and I kind of come off, and we had won that year, and it was when we were on the other side. We were behind 18, and we pull the bags off the cart, and there must have been 100 beers on the cart, and they just come piling off, And Tom's up there studying already, got his computer out, and it was just like, okay, this is why we actually talked a few minutes ago. He said, this is why we're good. I really work really hard. I'm always organized. I'm this, and you're that, and you're great at this, and I'm good at. And so now we have a good understanding of each other, and so.
Have you always been like that, though? Like, even back when you were playing on the PGA Tour and even before that, were you just, hey, I'm here to have fun, and let's see what happens?
Well, no, there's a whole lot of work underneath all of it.
Yeah.
There really is. I mean, in the end, I do. I'm bored. I got to go out and have fun. I got to do something. So, that's been a big transition over the years.
The first time I played you, though, I had not met you at the time, and it was at that Twin Fin deal, and I was like, okay, I got Michael Allen, I know the name, but I don't know the guy. We show up, and you had music on the first tee. You might have had a cigar in or something. You had an entire bottle of sake. We walk up to the first tee, like, to shake hands, like, hey, I'm Drew, and you had like a shot of sake. You go, here you go, bud. Just hand it to me. I was like, this guy this is going to be fun.
You also, I had seen your swing, and you're crushing it, and I had you get more on my level.
That's not
you were
hard.
Not on my level. You were way above what I could do.
That's not a hard task, and that's also.
See, that's why I'm always so comfortable with Colt.
I'm on his level.
I feel like we're always on our level. We're okay.
Right.
This is true. Right. Do you remember our first time?
Oh yes.
It was one hole. Stories.
Yes, I have not won yet.
Our first time was Byron Nelson Monday qualifier. I went into a playoff with the man right here.
That's right.
Yes,
is he the one that didn't shake your hand at the end?
Yeah, he just bolted. He was out of here.
Fuck off.
But you were like, it was your first tournament.
I was in college still.
You were still in college.
Yeah, I hadn't turned pro yet.
That was your first tour event.
Yeah.
And you qualified and I didn't.
No, you ended up getting in, though.
I ended up getting in, but I didn't qualify.
There was a 3-for-2 playoff. You, me, and Michael Boyd.
And I lost to both of you? Jesus Christ. This ain't
you must
right,
have been
man.
playing shit sometime. What are you doing on a Monday anyways?
Oh, man. I thought I just lost to you.
He's told that story before. He's like, so I win this play. I'm a college kid. This has been my dream, playing in the Byron. I fucking go out, whatever you did, birdie or whatever. And he's like, Michael Allen. As soon as I make birdie, Michael Allen's fucking beeline to the parking lot. They didn't even shake his hand.
Him and Michael Boyd had to keep going. Boyd comes over, shakes my hand. He's like, congratulations. Michael, you just waved from 40 yards.
Yeah.
Just waved, and you're like, see ya. And then
that's your memory of me.
Good luck, shipwreck.
No, at first I was like, God, this guy's kind of a dick. And then you got into the tournament, and I got to meet you, and I'm like, okay, I love this guy.
I knew we'd be friends because we're.
You do the same thing if you've been on tour for forever. Some college punk comes out here and makes a birdie like this fucking.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter for this kid.
Yeah, this guy. He's not even taking any money.
He's good.
What's the point of even?
I want to go back to some of your earlier days though, because I'm fascinated about University of Nevada, Reno. Because Reno I've had some good times there. It's a very interesting city, but I want to know what the biggest little city in the world was like back in the early 80s.
Doers was a big part of it.
As one would expect.
Yes.
Yes.
It was just a place. I went to San Mateo Junior College for a year, and I didn't have a whole lot of choices. People weren't really knocking at my door, so my good buddy Dave Beal was up there, and he got me to go up there and look at the school. I didn't see the campus until the next trip, but
perfect. That's
I
good
go,
recruiting.
this is going to be a good place, and they're going to give me a scholarship. I'm in, and that was kind of it. And in the end, it was a great place to go to school. It was so much fun, and we had a great time. We got to play in great events.
I love my favorite part is I didn't see the campus store.
Right, that's good recruiting. Cool. So should I come out for a trip? No. Let me just tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's palm trees. It's beautiful. There's babes everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
And when you finished
mud wrestling at night.
weren't you not convinced that you were going to go into pro? Weren't you like stockbroker? You were going to be a stockbroker.
My first job, I got hired by Morgan Stanley. Well, I got in the training program. My father got me in, and I went through it for 2 weeks. And we got the U.S. Open at Olympic Club. And so my father came home and said, "Why do you want to do that?" And really sitting there cold calling and going through this training was not really working that great for me, in my mind. And so I went and my father said, I'll take care of you for 2 or 3 years till you get the Open. At that time, they decided the U.S. Open only about 3 years ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And so I said, sure, I'll go play golf. And so eventually I got on like the Asian tour, then I got on the European tour, and then I came back. I never got into that Open, never even got to the second stage. Had a great time at the Baltimore, what's the Preakness?
The Preakness?
Yeah. That was really good. Yeah. The Preakness was great. My golf wasn't so good, but I was doing okay. I still had another year on the tour, or finished that year out. And I went back to Europe, and I finished like 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, or 3rd or something. Kept my card easy, and I go, well, I actually made some money. I mean, why wouldn't I keep playing? And so from that point on, I kind of kept playing. That was 1987.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're considered a journeyman out there. And I think
considered a journeyman?
Yeah, I mean, you are a journeyman.
He's a Sherpa. I think
he's
been on
what's
so
the
many
definition?
journeys.
You put it in the dictionary.
Yeah.
My picture would be.
You're one of those guys that I'm guessing had a few trips to Q school.
Oh. I was the king of Q school. That's my locker at Mason Country Club.
King man.
Q school all-time money winner.
Okay.
That's my locker.
How many trips?
Yeah, this is fascinating.
I think I've been to Q school probably 12 times. I made it 9.
That's the best.
Made it
That's
9.
the best
Made
record in the history of Q school.
And I'll tell you, of all the things I've done in my life, when you kind of look back at it, and on a little more serious note, you look back on it, and it's like, I wasn't a great player, especially back then. But what I was able to do is make it through there and take care of my family, and to the perseverance to do that every friggin' year, which was a whole regiment of its own. When the year was over, I had this regiment of digging up my yard. Usually I'd pop a water line, and my buddy had to come over and save the thing from drowning by Dick Roberts. And it was just like this thing. Then I'd go and I'd practice for like 3 weeks, just grind, But that's why I couldn't play on tour. I could practice and get good for that week, but I couldn't play a year. I wasn't that great a player.
It was also different then. Like, the money wasn't what it was now. So if you're a guy trying to hang on to a tour car, it's like, that doesn't mean you're flying private and doing all the... It's like, can I make enough to stay afloat, feed my family, and keep going? Yeah,
the only year I kept my card, I finished 3rd at Phoenix, and I made $50,000. I mean, that was my best finish. And I'd finished actually the 3rd week before that in Tucson, and I made $100,000, and that basically kept my card. And that was the only time I kept my card in those first 7 years, which is why I quit.
Which we'll get to. But I want to know, was there any, do you have any crazy stories like where you birdied the last to get your tour card at Q school or anything like that?
Well, I do have one, but it was kind of the opposite.
Okay, that's even better.
Perfect.
I was the guy in the last group, maybe second to last time. I think it was the last group in Houston, and I had played the front 9 and even or 1 over. Had it made easy, just keep
breathing.
I could basically almost bogey in, and then I started bogeying in until I started threw a double bogey in there. And then it came down to the last hole, and I had that back right pin at Houston where we play in a few weeks in Hesperity. And there I am with a 3-iron from the left rough, the left shortcut there, and I have to make par. And a friend's come out and told me you're on
the number.
Yeah. And it's like, this was like brutal. And so then I actually did. And then I get in this playoff, and we're playing for like 48th, 49th, 50th, 51 spot, And you're not even getting cut. We're all getting in. But me and, God, what was his name? He was a great guy. We ended up playing like 6 holes. One guy got out, another guy got out, and me and him, we were just going on and going on. We're playing for like 50 and 51.
Yeah,
this
not
is
even
the
a
most
big
worthless thing ever,
Yeah.
We finally just go, hey, it's getting dark. We've been out here forever. This is miserable. Let's just hit a bunker shot. And I won.
They let you do that?
They let you do that?
They let
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Did you have to go to a rules official like, hey,
Oh,
we've
the rules
decided
officials were
they
out
were ready
there.
to go
They
too?
were out there. They're like, this is enough. 50-51. Who cares?
You're getting the same starts.
Yeah, we're getting the same. It didn't matter.
I mean, you've obviously had great success there at Q School, as your locker at Mesa says, but don't you wish it was still around? I mean, there's Q School, but it's just to get the Corn Ferry Tour
I
now.
know. And
but the direct route is just so great.
And it's so tough for the guys today. I mean, it really is. Now you got to be a great player today to get out there. I think it's a different animal than it was when we were out there. Well, me, you're very young.
Relatively
he doesn't
speaking.
have white in his beard.
Oh, I got no hair on my head.
Dye.
Okay.
That's dye.
But it's a different animal now. It really is. The kids are so good and so talented. I really enjoy watching. I actually wanted to go out and be a walking scorer for the Phoenix Open just to watch them guys. I watched McIlroy when I was last out when I was 52. I haven't seen any of these kids play. I would love to. I sit there and work out with Rom every day, but I've never seen him hit a ball in person.
Well, it goes really far and really straight.
It looks
Sometimes
that way.
it falls a little bit to the right. Most of the time.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And all the irons go at the pin.
They do.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
And Phil Mickelson said he'd never gamble with him again because
He's smart.
He can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's smart.
You don't lose too often doing that.
Yeah. Anyhow, he's amazing to watch work out. I'll tell you what.
He can throw some weight around, huh?
And you know what he does? Like this guy, Spencer's got this at THP. He's got this thing. He's got him training. He does this like kickboxing thing with his elbows, and he starts. I mean, I'm telling you what. He's also the top UFC fighter of all the golfers on tour. This guy would do some damage to you. I'm telling you.
Oh,
just
great.
watching his workouts. So just letting you know that.
So-
if you actually win money from him, good luck getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you can owe me. You can owe me. It's fine, dude. I'll see you.
Yeah,
I'll see you again.
that's right. Yeah.
And you'll win it back.
Yeah, so Scotty Scheffler, next time you play in the Ryder Cup, be careful. He's training to be a UFC
Yeah.
fighter as well.
I'll
He
tell
might
you
kill
what.
you if you beat him again.
It's some the guys. Those guys are amazing up there. What they do.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I can't believe
love
you're
that
going to
you
be
actually
walking
wanted to do
score.
that,
Yeah, like you get enough golf, and you're like, I want to come watch these
Well,
guys.
we always have the
Probably set
gal
that up.
Mary that always kind of sets up the shot length. So she said, "Well, Mike, last year you got to pass a test." I go, oh man, a test.
Those are tough.
I'm not good at tests anymore, right?
Reno.
Yeah, my last test
Reno
for Q
wasn't
school,
big on
and
those.
that was the best thing I ever did. Anyhow, it was an eight question thing, and I aced it.
You aced
it was
it.
pretty. It was pretty
I would
simple.
hope that the pro
Which shots
golfer-
did you put in first? The one that's being hit, the next shot, or the? Yeah, I got that. The first shot. Yeah, it wasn't a really difficult test.
What'd you put on one?
Yeah.
What's number one? Just get me started. For the love of God, get me started.
Let's talk about the time where you actually, because you were going for a while and then you stepped away,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I mean,
which
I
is not normal.
no, but I sucked. I played on tour for so long.
That's a
I
real
played
golfer.
for 7
dude.
years, and I sucked. I could never keep my card. I was, I kept my card that 1 year. It was, I just felt like I was not a dumb person. I'm a relatively sharp person. I can make a living doing something else, and I just felt I got young kids.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get out and kind of see what else I could do, and well, it didn't work out great.
How long did you stay away?
3 years, 4 years. So I built a couple homes up at True North. Didn't do well in the beginning of the housing boom, so I lost money there. Then I went out to Wingfoot and worked at Wingfoot for a year as an assistant. Would have kept going, but I just didn't make any money out there doing that either. But I did all the GP, GT, the PGA schools, Class A1 or whatever. And then I tried to get into medical sales, and my best buddy here would never give me a job, and that's what he did. The hips joint in hips and shoulders and knees, and I watched a bunch of the surgeries, just thought it was great, but he's still my best buddy, but he wouldn't give me a job when I really
Well, it's a
needed
good thing
it.
he didn't because it worked out okay.
Well, in the end, but
Yeah.
we didn't
time.
know that at the time. I was pretty desperate, and so, I was doing that, and then some friends from Mesa just, without me, I was still trying to play a little mini tour here, build a home, just trying to do anything. I was teaching Sunridge Canyon, just trying to make a living, just trying to survive. Just, we were bare bones. We didn't have a whole lot of months free to go. So anyhow, and we were just fighting it out. And these friends said, you should go play and raise some money for me without me even didn't know about it at all. And I went out back to the Nationwide, and I think that's what it was then, Buy.com, I don't know what it was. And I kind of went back out there, finished top 50, and then went out. I guess I still had to go another year, and then I got back on the tour and kind of never looked back at like 42.
Did you miss it while you were away? Like while you're doing the houses and all the other stuff? Were you like, man, I wish I was playing? Or was it nice to not be gone all the time and see your family?
It was actually just, I wish I'd been a little more successful at what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing getting into, but I really didn't miss it when I was doing it. I mean, I had some good thoughts. You put things in a little better perspective when you're away. You get a perspective of what your opportunities are and what they were, could be. So that was it was really a good time. It got me away from the game. I'd still go out and play a little mini tour around here and, win $300 or whatever to help, I would say beer money. Back then, it wasn't really actually beer money. It was like, okay, it helps.
What changed though in your golf game? So you come back and then you get your tour card, and I mean, you're off and rolling pretty good. I mean, your best years were after you turned 42, 43 years old.
Yeah, I know. Everybody kind of thinks that really the senior tour was my time, and it was without question. But really, 42, I got my card back. I lost it once and then got back. It was really, the big change was I got together with this guy, Mike Mitchell, and he changed everything in my golf swing. I used to work with Hank Haney, which, that reason I quit, I was 5th place and maybe Byron Nelson that year or something, and I didn't get to practice, and it was just such hard work. No one hit more balls than I did. It was all arms, it was all hands, face, it was all. And then the next 2 days, I was nervous. I shot 78, 79 or something like that, and finished the bottom of the pack. $2,500 a week man is what they called me,
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Well, it wasn't terrible at the time. At least that was a living.
It's a good jicky jack week.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah.
So he totally changed your golf.
Mitchell was the guy, right? Like
Mike
completely
Mitchell,
transformed.
and I went through with Mac O'Grady and all these different guys that were Doc Suddy. I mean, I went to everybody trying to figure out what the hell to do because I didn't know. I was lost, And eventually Mac actually got me his ideas and got me to Mike Mitchell, which is kind of what I thought was better. I forget the guys were out there then, but Peter Leonard and but I mean, but his body was always his body motion,
Well, he was
a beast.
Well, 5 foot wide and a monster.
He's a little shithouse.
Yeah. He was a rugby player that just slapped at the ball and it went really far.
But his body worked so well, and they stayed on plane, and it's kind of like I go, that's kind of what I need to do, even though my body didn't work that well. But Bobby Knight's one of the guys that got me going. We were talking about earlier.
Or Bobby Duvall, yeah.
Bobby Duvall,
yeah,
and
BD.
Yeah, and so that was just like that revelation was incredible. And it was a lot of hard work. I'd go down and hit balls at Mitch at Palm Springs for, 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. It was, it wasn't right. My hands, my body was gone, but I had to do something. And I learned how to use my body better. And then I started working out with like Bobby and, these people. I started working out and getting my body to work properly, and the clubs and everything kind of started matching. And even though I wasn't always going to be great, I knew when I had a big round, I was still going to hit the ball well. I wasn't going to just, lose it like in Dallas that year.
Talk about the clubs, because that's actually a very interesting. Like, you go to Mike, you completely transform your body, your swing, all that stuff, and you go from playing like standard, lie, all that plus or minus one, and then you were 2 degrees up, and you went to. Didn't you go to 5 degrees flat?
6 degrees flat.
6 degrees. I mean, that's
8 degrees.
8 degrees.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, a lot of people could put it on
time.
There got to be a lot of toe shots involved in that transition.
Well, it was a process. It was a 2-year process that I would go there and literally I would go down to Palm Springs every other week, and my car, I didn't even have to be awake. My car made it there on my own, on its own. It was one of those things. I had to make it work. I believed in it. I believed in something different. I believed in myself that I could do it if I could get the right equipment or idea around me. And
was that to eliminate left? Because like the flatter you go, the harder it is to hit it left. Where you're just like, I need unleftable clubs.
That was exactly the number one thing we did, was get rid of left.
That'll do it. 6 degrees flat.
And in the end, if I really need to hit a draw, I could hit it better than I ever could. You know,
are your clubs still 6 degrees flat?
No, like my body can't work
I was
like
gonna
that
say,
anymore.
you
Not
get
at
pretty
all.
low.
But I am still like 2 degrees flat.
Yeah.
You know,
From
We can
2
play out
up
the same
to
bag.
6 flat is unbelievable.
It was amazing.
I mean,
It
you
was
got to
a
feel like
2
you
or
can try to
3 year
hook it as hard as
process.
you can, and it ain't going left.
It
That's a nice feel.
It finally got 6 flat at the Open at Pinehurst. You know, I was hitting these things. He goes, Mike, I'm going to come back. Hit this 6-iron now, you know? Mm-hmm. He just come back from the trailer. It was like, on the range, it was coming out perfect, you know? Then I missed a couple right on the tournament days, and I was like, why did you do this? Well, it's at 56 now.
Yeah.
It was like 56. We were at 58. We were like, you know.
That's like Hogan clubs were like that. Like
Yeah.
he had those type of deals. I've seen one mocked up to his and tried to hit it before. I mean, you can't hook it. His clubs are shorter too.
And that was the whole philosophy behind everything. You know, it really was.
It's a nice feel.
It was. And I mean, I played some of the great golf I ever played with that. You know, I stood up there when I won that senior PGA on that last hole, and you know, that bunker on the right, but it was like all the shit was left. That was where you couldn't go under those trees. You know, and actually watching the video later, it was like all those guys, when they made bogeys, they hit it left, avoiding the bunker. I stood up there and just nailed it, you know? No way I was
your
left.
driver like that too? Were they flattening that out?
We
That's
got him
harder
as
to
flat as
do.
we could. The
Yeah.
driver was a hard
That's
one.
gotta
The
be
3
really
woods were
difficult.
hard.
Yeah,
you know,
all the
those things.
woods are tough.
Yeah. So that was really the best part of my career. I got in there, and you know, as we say, everybody says the Champions Tour, but really from about 44 to 51, you know, I played great. I mean, you know, it's like me when I go and win that senior PGA. I had just finished top 20 at Quail Hollow and TPC. Now, if you're Tiger Woods, they're like, what the hell's wrong with this guy, right?
You're 51 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
50 years old.
50, yeah.
And I'm Michael Allen. It's like, well, those are good weeks, you know? I'm making $100,000
And you're
a week.
in like
I'm
that
doing
no
great.
man's land from 45 to 50 where most people kind of go away and wait for the
And I
Champions
was
Tour. You were
playing
playing I think you had, 3 runner-ups after 45, your best finishes?
Yeah, I know. That was always a joke, because I'm going to win the... Well, actually, it was after the senior tours. I almost had one. I had one when I was 51.
Yeah.
I lost to Bill Haas.
Weren't you back and forth even after you were 50, still playing some tour?
I kept playing, and the only reason I went to the senior tour, I was sitting there when I was 51. No, I guess I was 52, because I played. I was 50, 51. I kept playing. Maybe I was 51, and I called my my buddy Johnny, and I was like, Johnny, you know, what am I gonna do? I talked to a few people. I got this dilemma. I'm still playing the tour. I know I can keep my card this year, you know. I'm going to be 110, 120 if I, you know, do well. Not like or I can go play the Champions Tour. What do you think I should do? What do you know? I love it out there. I'm playing good. I'm competing. And, you know, he's like, Mike, slow down. Take the job you got. You're going to have that job for the next 10 or 12 years, 15 years. Go play the Champions Tour. Stop this crap, you know? And he talked sense into me, and, you know, I mean, it was a great decision, obviously.
tell us a little bit about, it was obviously a great decision. Worked out very, very well. 8 wins later. But I want to know how much, like, the PGA Tour changed from when you first were out there towards the end of your career. Like, I mean, I've heard stories of where, I mean, there was no working out and practicing after rounds back in the day. It was straight to the bar for a couple.
Yeah.
I
The
missed
good
my
old
era.
days. The good old
Yes,
days.
you did.
Yeah.
Well, you really missed the Champions Tour with Fuzzy out there and JJ, but, you know, Crenshaw and these guys were so great. But, yeah, I mean, when I first got out there, I mean, I was young, green behind the ears, and played in Europe a bit and had fun, but it was like you got out there, and I was awed by it, to be honest with you.
Really?
I wasn't really in my element. I think when I was, you know, in my late 40s, I was much more in my element. I was more comfortable.
Who were some of the guys you hung out with in your late 40s?
Oh, God, well, I mean, when I was younger, I hung out with Brandel a lot, and, God, who else?
Was he always reading?
Oh, we
Was
played
he always
chess.
reading books and using
Well,
big
we
words?
would play chess at night. We would play chess. And this guy, I started beating him all the time, you know? I was better than him.
Oh, we got to bring that up.
Oh, yeah.
We'll use that.
Yeah, and then he started reading books. Of course, we'd be
Chess
playing.
books?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But of course, we'd be playing, and I'd have him, like, in check. Okay, whiskey break. We got to take a break here. Whiskey break, you know. And I don't know what the hell he'd do, but all of a sudden, I was in check. You know, 4 moves later.
Go back, call his buddy.
I don't know what it
great.
was, but you know, he was a good friend. I don't know. Duffy was all right. I don't know who I hung out with back then.
Didn't you run around with Daly back like in South Africa or something, or like in the late '80s or something?
A little bit, a lot more as of late. and I'm trying to kind of stay away a little bit. John's such a beauty. I love the man. God, I always love this story of, when we went to his house after we played the 2-ball on the Champions Tour. We go to his house. It's his 52nd or 3rd birthday. We got the RV, got all his buddies, Captain Kenny, who comes in and, you think Captain, and everybody says, Captain, did you eat John Daly? I mean, that's how big this guy is, right?
Oh,
and all these guys are so big,
Yeah.
So we get to Dardanelle, and we pull in the RV. There's 7 or 8 of us in there, drinking whiskey. And, Michael, you ready for Dardanelle, Missouri? It's like, doers, I am too. Yes, I am. And I'm just like, I am like, okay, we get there and we go. So we get to his house and we're going to go to his brother's house for this party going on. And it's only about 15 or 20 of his buddies there. Anyhow, he gives us all carts. So there's about 10 of us in carts, driving through the friggin' wilderness, right? I mean, you're bouncing through. He's got lights on his, and there's a couple that have lights, and there's about 6 that don't. And, it's just like, dusk right now. We're bouncing through, and all right, it's not that bad. Anyhow, me and his caddy come back about, midnight. And, I mean, when I get to the thing, it's like, all right, a nice scotch. What are you going to have, Mike? I'm going to have a scotch, throw some ice in there, fill myself a nice scotch. All right, good. These guys go, okay, that's great. They take that bottle and just start chugging it, I'm like, it's going to be a long night.
Here we go.
It's going to be a long
we're
night.
off. Yeah.
We're off, yeah.
Have you seen anyone that can go toe-to-toe with Daly?
Oh, man, I don't know. With his friends.
His friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dude that they thought ate him.
Captain Kenny.
Sounds like he could go.
Eat him. Yeah, exactly. Anyhow, so he's been a great friend. He's always so funny, Trying to get back that night was kind of tough. He did tell me about the marsh you'd never want to go into. Of course, you can't see it.
Right.
But
But
the last card
feel your
they
way out
haven't
there.
found yet. You know? Yeah, but, so.
But
You ran with an. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to ask one question about Daly. I mean, in all seriousness, have you seen a guy with more natural talent?
Oh, man, I'll
than
tell
John
you
Daly?
what. We play that 2-ball, and I know I'm always bugging him because I hit first. I'm like his son.
Yeah.
But you know what? He is so naturally good. It's just like, it's amazing. I start, playing a little shitty with him here and there, and I said, Michael, just hit the ball in the middle of the club, will you? Just hit the ball in the middle of the face. God damn, that's all you got to do? Yeah.
Mitchell never told me that.
No, he didn't. We never talked about that.
Idiot. What have I been paying him for?
I mean, he is. He's so simple, but he is. I mean, he'll sit there, in his RV, just on an angle, drinking whiskey all night and icing his knee and stuff. And he gets up the next day and he swings it to here. I mean, his first swing. I mean, he really is. He's an absolute freak. He's a beautiful man. He's a real piece of work. I gotta tell you, he's
one of my favorites.
You ran with another dude that I think I've heard other people put him in the same category in terms of how hard he runs, but also how talented he was, and that's John Jacobs. JJ, your boy, who I think Lee Trevino's exact quote was, if JJ didn't have every vice in the world, you would have never heard of Jack Nicklaus. Like, for the people who don't know John Jacobs, talk a little bit about Johnny.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the last great times we had, we were out that 2-ball, and Fuzzy and JJ and I all had rented these little apartments off the thing, and so Fuzzy's, they're playing, they're terrible, and they're hammered when they come back. I mean, they're terrible, they're hammered. So they come back, we're going to go out and have dinner. We end up at this, like, Benihana's, And we go to Benihana's, and we're sitting there, and JJ, is, and the fucking thing, how do you the fucking ball with the fucking, everything, every third word is.
That sounds right, yeah.
It was just priceless, Or we went fishing. We went fishing up in Seattle. Went on a boat, and they were going to kind of catch Fuzzy on the way in. They wanted to see what he caught and all that for TV there. And so we go out, and we're going to go fishing. And JJ's like, well, that island there's a really nice little harbor. There's a bar on that harbor, and let's go there. Let's try it, And so, here we are at noon, 1 o'clock. We're pulling into the harbor, and we're, starting to put a few down, and, we're kind of out there hanging around. And turns out there was another harbor right next to that, so we got back in the boat and actually got to that. Well, we never put out a fishing line, but we got back, and it's like, we got to find some fish because these guys are going to meet us at the. So Fuzzy goes to the fishing thing there and buys this frozen salmon or two, you know. And they're on ice. They're frozen solid.
In a wrapper.
Yeah.
We just
they were
caught it.
originally in a wrapper.
Yeah.
They were. Past this ice. And,
in the paper.
Yeah. So we get to the thing, and we pull up to the harbor, and there's the TV, you know. They're kind of pulling up, and they got the crew out there. And, hey, how was the fishing, you know? I kind of walk off. And, you know, he pulls out the fish, and it's, you know, its tail is still kind of stuck to the side, you know. It's still frozen, you know. And so he starts talking about it. And it was so
We
funny.
did great.
And I walk off because they don't want to talk to me, and I walk off. And the guy says to me, "Is that fish frozen? Is it frozen? Really?" The tail's not moving.
No, I just caught it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Water's cold. Water's cold.
you went to get some fish. You got some fish.
We got
Exactly.
some
That's
fish.
all I know.
Exactly.
Goal was
We're
was
gonna
so
get
funny.
JJ on here at some point. We're gonna
God.
just let him go for. I've just talked to him actually recently.
Have
He's
you
gonna
talked to
come.
him?
Yeah, he's hard. He's like Sasquatch.
He's hard. I
Oh
can't
my
get
God.
hold of him.
Is
Yeah.
3 of these enough?
This is the allotment.
3 of these bottles enough?
right here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really on whiskey these days. He's been on vodka for quite a while.
He's always on vodka.
He's always on vodka.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Keeps
him clean.
Exactly. Keeps it tight with the vodka, with the handle a day.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get
Oh,
him
yeah.
because his stories are legit unbelievable.
Oh no, that guy is he is truly the funniest man. If there was ever a book written about someone, it should be about him.
It would almost feel like fiction.
The crazy thing is, almost all of it is true.
Yeah.
It is amazing. I went to buy him a drink at Brennan's the other day. Well, not the other day. 5 years ago.
Just
5 years ago.
Well, 5 years ago. Yeah,
5
okay,
years,
5 years ago. And I was like, so I go in there and I just want to get my boy a cocktail, whatever he's drinking. He goes, okay. You got a Diet Coke. And I go, wait a minute, no. Can't be, no. That guy out there, you see the guy out there smoking? Yeah, Diet Coke. I go, wait a minute. I pull her out there. I pull her out the door. I go, that guy smoking a cigar, the betting thing, that guy right there. He goes, yeah, Diet Coke. He goes, she says he's never had a drink in here. What? When he's gambling, when he's betting the horses,
the ponies.
he never
Keeps the mind
has
clear.
a drink. That's
probably
when
why he never wins.
That's when he thinks he's working. Yeah.
Probably why he never
That's
wins.
what he thinks he's working. That's great.
That's his work. That's what he does.
Oh my God.
I want to hear a little bit about
This is the
because
best.
when you're here in your off weeks, you're down at Mesa Country Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel Damon's a member. Brandon Harkins. I know there's some good men's games going on.
Jimmy Gunn.
Jimmy Gunn, who caddied for you
Jimmy Gunn,
recently.
Your
yes,
boy
he did.
Jake.
Give us a little idea what it's like down there at Mesa Country Club.
Oh man, it's just, I can kind of play where I want, and I just those are my friends down there. I love playing. It's go out the pro. Scott Wright is such a great guy. Plenty of doers.
Plenty of tours.
Plenty in that group.
It's just one of those places. You got your boys up there at Whisper. It just I just love going down there. We play 6-ums or 8-ums every day. You play all your friends. We play in under 4 hours. Some days we had these skins games, especially with COVID. There'd be 20, 25 of us on the friggin' green. I mean, we just had a great time down there, and that's what it is. It's not any great place, but it's fun. It's a good time, and to me, that's what. I still want to work at golf and kind of be good. I'm really trying this year, when I'm kind of done. But it's just like. So I try, but going there is what's fun.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I would rather play with all my friends and have a good time than play Augusta National, whatever. I don't care. I like being around the people, and to me, that's what Mesa is.
Who can pound?
It's a great hang.
Who can pound more White Claws in a round, Joel Damon or Brandon Harkins?
It's a lot.
I'll tell you, when the both of them start doing those shooters, they pop those things. And,
The little chug bud.
yeah, those are tough. And I think Joel is definitely the White Claw guy. I think Brandon may be a beer guy, or is he just White Claw?
I don't know. I just know Joel's the White Claw.
Joel
Joel is
single-handedly
definitely White Claw.
lifts
Yeah.
that stock every month.
Oh
by
my
himself.
God, yes, indeed.
How he
Yeah.
doesn't have a deal with them, or maybe he does, is a mystery to me.
Well, it really is. Now, are they allowed to do that on tour these days?
I don't know. He took his shirt off recently. What are they going to do? He's
Could be a
kind of
thing,
set the
too.
bar.
Now
shit.
everybody does.
By the way, I heard
Yeah.
you did that recently down at Mesa.
Did you pop it off? You popped the
Where
top?
did you hear that?
Don't
Come
you
on.
worry about our sources. I just heard
Come on,
that
don't you
happened
tell me
recently.
that.
Did you pop the top?
No, I didn't. I was changing the shirt because we were playing
was
a fucking
changing
thing. My
shirt.
God.
Oh, were you sweating too much? It's winter.
Well, I did want to show off my abs. They're not bad.
I love it.
I'm getting rid of the
got good
kegger.
sources.
Oh, you must have. How the hell would you get that
I
one?
feel
That's
like
pretty good.
Joel is kind of like a mini Mike, honestly. Like he goes, he's a hell of a golfer, hell of a talent, but he has his fun too.
He's just a better player. He's a great guy. He
and that's
really
good
is.
for you too. Like getting ready to go play out there. You're playing with Joel and
it's
Brandon
great for all of us.
Jimmy.
And they bring their friends out sometimes. You know, Max Holman comes out and different guys. And it's got a guy who comes back last year. You know, I'm struggling. I'm finishing 50th on the senior tour, not doing great. You know, you know what? I'm gonna bring John Rahm down there. I'm like, really? Great.
He'll be on my
I can
team.
outbet him? Well, no, he made $20 million. I'm probably not going to outbet him. He's better. Okay, yeah, great idea, Kenny. That's great.
Cool.
Yeah, he didn't show up the first time, so now next time he's going to bring up John. I'm like,
Just bring the best guy on the planet.
That feels about right.
Yeah,
Thanks.
great. Yeah,
I got a partner.
Yeah,
I'll bring a
Think
guy.
of what it'll
I'll
do.
bring a guy.
Think of what it'll do for your confidence if you take him down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Make it be done.
I try to play those guys, man. You know, Mesa, it is like, you know, you get out there, if you hit it long, all those par
It's a
fives
fun
are
course,
so
though. No
short.
desert.
No.
It's in good shape.
Yeah, you don't screw up
He
your
told me we
clubs.
were asking to do the podcast. He's like, I was like, how does Wednesday work? He's like, let's not do it Wednesday. That's Wednesday. I might be a little sloppy.
Yeah.
Can we do it Tuesday?
I love that.
Yeah.
I
I was like, yeah, sure.
Wednesday's
Mike.
not a good day.
Whatever you want, bud.
Yeah, that's right.
I was told I also got to ask you about the Sanford Invitational. Apparently there was a special 4-iron you hit there one time.
A 4-iron?
I said, just ask about the 4-iron at Sanford Invitational.
I don't think I don't know if that guy would go there. Salsa wouldn't do that to me. I mean, the one that I chunked, I still had like 85 yards left. He walked it off the tee on the 17th hole. I think it was like really windy the last time, and I was kind of losing it. I started missing everything. I was really not doing well. Of course, Bernhard was playing great.
That's weird.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right through all the misery.
I bet y'all hang out a lot.
You and Bernhard, I feel like you have a lot in common. You guys are probably a riot together. And JJ and John Daly.
Well, you know, the funny thing is Bernhard gives me lessons. He helps me now. So I don't think that's really think that I'm really doing well on tour anymore when Bernhard's giving me.
It's like he doesn't view you as competition. He's like, I'll help this guy. He's struggling.
Yeah, for all those years, for that 6-8 years, we competed so
shit.
much. Oh, not a chance, you know. And now he's like, Michael, you can't putt like that. You got to get your hand more here. You got to keep he helps me all the time now. Michael, you got to keep the center good. It's got to be like this. Here's a great little Bernhard story. This is just funny. I always tell this story kind of, but so we're having dinner with over at Max's, and he comes back, and Max has gotten fired from TaylorMade, blah blah blah, and he makes this big tiramisu. He feeds everybody. He's this great Italian cook, and so Bernhard comes back over with his son Jason, and they're sitting there, and they're like, we're having dinner, and we're talking. Anyhow, he pulls out the tiramisu. And, his little son Jason's looking at this. He's drooling. He's like, oh, man. You've already had 1,200 calories. Oh, no for you. Yeah. The kid's looking at it. This plate of tiramisu, is like.
How old's the kid?
He's 10, 12.
I've already had 12.
You're over your calorie allotment. Go puke.
Go puke.
Go puke. You eat that, you got to go puke.
Thing tied around his sweater, tied around him, and all that. I was like, come on, you got to be kidding,
You eat that, you're doing 200 push-ups.
Yeah. He takes his cup. Oh, it's okay. But I mean, that's like Bernhard, right? He's just like, you've already had 1,200 calories.
I've heard there's no one more disciplined.
Not a chance. Well, I don't know how he does it. I truly don't.
What's his practice like? You get done playing, you go back upstairs, have a couple pops, whatever. Is he banging balls all week?
If
all
I can go out and putt, I'm doing great. I can do something after a round. I feel good. Besides having a cocktail or with the cock. I mean, but he goes out. The ability to do what he does is
pretty remarkable.
Is amazing. It really is. He's 64 now.
64?
And the desire to want to do that is even maybe more. You know what? I still like playing golf. I like trying. I like getting out there. I'll work 2 or 3 hours. I like putting my time in. And golf isn't cheap. It comes hard. But this guy has the ability to go out there all day, every day. The desire to want to do it. Mm-hmm. It's remarkable. It truly is.
And to never burn out. Like constantly, every day. It's crazy when you've done it for that long because he's done it since he was a kid.
I got things I'd rather do. I'd rather go and have a drink with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Well, hell shit, yeah.
Meet you up at a hideaway on my bike or cook or do something. There's so many things I like to do. that, you know.
And he's still beating the
hard.
dudes that are 50 that are coming. When these new guys come out, like you got Ernie recently, Phil's made his way out there, Furyk, all these guys come out. When a guy like you who's had a big run out there, when they come out, are you excited? Like, oh, cool, we got Ernie. Now, or are you like, fuck, here's another dude I got to beat.
Out.
I just moved down a
spot.
spot.
Yeah, great. Phil's out.
He's batting 750 out here on the Champions Tour right now.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Like the guys when they're interviewed, like, oh, no, we love having Phil out here. This is great for our tournament. But deep down, are you like, damn it?
Well, I can only say that, number one, Phil Mickelson has never asked me out to dinner. So I've never had fun with that son of a bitch. You know, I've played with him, had a nice time with him a number of times. I'm not against him being out there, but he's certainly not going to help my pocketbook, for sure. Hopefully, you know, it helps the tournaments do better. And, you know, I mean, he's already made $100 million.
Yeah.
Take the over.
Yeah.
100 million.
Bring more Tanagawas out there.
The earnings are like the appetizer. You got a porterhouse sitting behind.
But at least
those
Ernie
earnings.
will have a drink here and there with you. You know, he's pretty serious out there.
Yeah.
They're all pretty serious these days. So
You're a dying breed, dude.
yeah,
That's true. Who's a guy out there though that I think people might
know?
get a misconception of?
Oh God, I was
Sneaky,
thinking about that.
sneaky.
Like we know Bernhard's a robot and works hard as
Yeah,
as can be.
yeah.
God,
We know what you are.
We know that you're the greatest. We know what Daly's doing and JJ if you can dig him up.
What a funny guy. I mean, obviously Hallberg's so great. Gene Sowers is a really good guy. I like hanging out with him. God, who are the other guys? I was thinking about that today, actually. I had a funny thing for you, and I forgot about it already. I actually did.
Can't believe
a surprising person.
Yeah.
This guy would have surprised the shit out of you. I just was thinking about it today when I was hitting a couple balls. I was like, that would be good. And now I can't think of it.
But
That's why me and Joe Biden are going to have a spelling bee. Because I'm losing a little bit. Me and him are competitive. I'm telling you.
you are an absolute beauty.
Oh, I'm telling you.
God bless you.
We haven't even got to the fun part yet.
I had a great
We haven't
story.
got to the fun part yet?
I thought, see, that'd be a good story. I forgot.
I did. Who was it? I was thinking about that.
I tell people though when I first got on
Oh,
tour, like
shit.
I think everybody that watches on TV thought VJ was probably kind of a hard ass and kind of a dick to people, and he was so nice when I was out on tour.
I agree.
Yeah.
I played a lot of practice
Yeah.
rounds with him. He was a good guy. He's the only guy, certainly major guy, you know, that had a party for everybody. He had, for a TPC, he had 100 people over every year.
Yeah.
You know, spent $50,000 on wine or whatever. I mean, he's been a good man. He is definitely an underappreciated person.
I agree. Good trash talker too.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot more money than I have to bet.
Is he still grinding? I mean, he's known for his
his
work
ball's
ethic.
still dark.
I love when
His
I turn
body's
on and I
falling
see
apart.
VJ because I just can't wait to see how he's putting that week. I'm like, here's some shit I never thought was even physically possible. He's like, gotta if I do this, like my wrists get eliminated. It's and the gloves on and the putter's a different length every time. It's
He's been
awesome.
a second U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, putting with his eyes closed.
He can't. He's tried legitimately everything.
Yeah.
Does he ever go to like back-to-back weeks or 3 weeks in a row with the same method? Or even if he puts good.
I really got to tell you, I don't watch.
Yeah, that's smart.
I don't watch.
Laser focus, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I enjoy it now that.
I mean, he sits out there and practices so much. You know, I don't know. I don't put him down or whatever. I don't understand in life how you want to do that much.
He's still got that big swing too.
That's
he's
what he
always
tells me.
had.
He's out there
Swing
flipping
so
tires.
I know. He's
Out there
crazy
flipping
stuff.
tires, all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah.
I saw him the first time I went to Memorial and went out there and watched. He was still younger on the tour. He was still a great player. And the Memorial range, massive range, right? So they had everybody in like one area so the fans could watch him. VJ went all the way down to the other end. So I had this like inside the rope. So I went down. I was like, I want to see what VJ does. And he went to the upslope side hill of the rough and dropped balls in the rough and started hitting drivers off the deck in the rough. They were going... Dude, they were flying 48 yards and tumbling. He wasn't ever getting there, and he sat there and did it for like 30 minutes, working on his I guess driver speed.
Oh, unbelievable.
I was like,
You never worked on hitting driver out of the rough?
I mean, I probably should have. It was the one shot I didn't
No
have in
wonder
my
you
arsenal.
didn't make it.
No shit, that would have come in handy.
Who the hell doesn't? Who doesn't
That
work
would
on
have
that?
come in handy. I should. Looking back on it, I should have just gone 6 degrees flat. I might have been a fucking world
It might
beater.
have been it. Yeah. I know you were very.
Where was
upright.
Mitchell when I needed him?
I know.
All right,
I was waiting
your
for
ass.
It's now time to get to the emergency 9,
Uh-oh.
which is very, very fun.
It's a little
for
rough.
us. I don't know if it's going to be fun for you, but we'll see. But we asked this to everyone.
I would have to be quick-witted.
No, you don't.
Okay.
We make this.
We
Well,
can
this one you
think
do.
on this.
Okay.
We asked this to everyone. You can trade lives with anyone, dead or alive, for a day. You get to be somebody else for a day. Who would you want to be?
Wow.
Not Bernhard's kid watching your calories.
You'll starve to death.
One day for a kid. I'll tell you what. I know maybe Elon Musk. I love that man. I guess that's probably the wrong question to answer, because one person I'd like to have dinner with would be Elon Musk.
Okay.
I mean, just of someone that's not family that I would have. I think he would be the most interesting people in the world.
Why don't you just be him for a day and see what it's like?
It would be amazing.
There
I
you go.
would
Just
love
a couple
to be him
of
for a day.
elite minds of the world chopping it up. Can you imagine what would be accomplished at that dinner?
You know what? I'm
Holy
not that
shit.
smart to understand most of the stuff he talks about, but I love what he does. I love who he is. And I just think, one of the things I watch is all the, stratosphere and stars and all that. And it's just like to watch this stuff and what, I can just imagine what he's going. That's all. I don't know. That's
I like
enough.
Don't
That's
pick him
enough.
on tax day. He's about to pay like
You know
$5
what?
billion in taxes.
If I could pay $5 billion, I'd be all in.
Happily write that check.
Hell, I'm all
There
in.
you
Are
go.
kidding
Go
me?
blow this on some
If
more
I get
dumb
$5
shit.
billion, that's what I paid. All right. And you know what? I still got $45
Exactly.
I'm all right.
Hold on.
Things
I
are-
just made it back right now. Cool. Everything's good. I'm back to whole.
Exactly. I
All
love
right.
his company.
First one from me. Do you feel like you missed your calling of being a Hollywood actor after your electric performance at the Mesa Country Club commercial? That was aired, by the way, more times than any commercial for like a year straight on Golf Channel and all the shit.
Well, locally for sure.
Yeah, locally.
Yeah, I thought I did. I thought that, I still have a voice for radio and, this hadn't been
That
filmed,
commercial was, I actually was YouTubing it because I was like, I got to remember if you had like a catchphrase or some shit like that. There's an
play
outtakes on
Mesa.
YouTube. I was like, if you have friends and you're golf, then you golf at the Mesa with me. I'm Michael Allen. I like a golf.
I can play anywhere. If you want to have fun, come to Mesa.
That's it.
What a voice,
Oh,
though.
my God.
Are you surprised you didn't win an Emmy?
I really
It's
am.
an Oscar.
They
Emmy's
got a
for
little more
music, but
notoriety.
it's all right.
It didn't go
No,
national.
Emmy's not.
Isn't
Emmy's
Emmy's
TV, bud. Emmy's TV.
Oh, TV?
You'll learn one day.
Oh, Oscar.
Me?
I feel like you
No,
could've
I'm
been
on
a-
radio.
Well, I guess we didn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hell of a show, though. That commercial came on. I've never been more locked into a commercial.
Just for the record, so you can learn Grammy is music.
Grammy is music. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's more where I'm
Good
at.
info.
All right. What is the name of your favorite drink at Mesa Country Club?
Pornhub.
Okay, explain.
Well, it is kind of awkward. Everybody doesn't get it, but it actually started from the throw. What's our Johnny O throw?
The dry heave?
Yeah, your dry heave.
Yeah.
It started from the dry heave,
Oh.
and McCord was up there, and my partner was Mike Barnblatt. And so he couldn't figure out what it was. It was Michael Allen. Here's Barnblatt. He didn't know how to say his name. So it was fine. The next day, though, we're playing Trent and from Whisper
Denny?
Rock.
Denny?
Trent and Denny, and we're playing those guys on the next day. And so they get on the tee on the first hole. Hey, Pornblatt or Pornhub. No, it started with Pornblatt, which turned into Pornhub that day. That's how it became Pornhub, is because we were drinking those drinks, which is vodka, light soda, very light orange juice. That's what it is.
That's a Pornhub.
That's a Pornhub.
That
it's a
feels
simple
like
drink.
a Denny move.
Oh, and I'm telling you what, those guys, we had such a great day. We had a bet, and I said, Barney, don't worry. We're giving them 4 shots. We'll be tied by the 10th hole.
Oh.
And we were.
Under.
It was
Wait
so
till Trent
funny.
has to
We
chip.
had
Yeah, wait
so
till
much-
Trent has to chip. Then
we
got a
had so
problem.
much fun with those guys. God, it
they're-
was great.
they're
I love
beautiful.
those
So you just
guys.
walk into the grill and be like, give me a Pornhub.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
There you go. That's fine. That's what
Yeah,
that
it
commercial.
works better
It
for
makes
some
sense.
people than others.
You should add that into the next commercial. If
I
you like
thought
to
it-
drink
I-
Pornhubs,
I thought it was going national.
come to Mesa.
Well, give it time. This is a big podcast.
Yeah, this will go.
Pornhubs for all. Doers are going to make Pornhubs soon.
Your turn.
Oh, you're awesome. All right, I was told you'll remember this. Okay, can you explain how it is mathematically possible to lose $900 in a $10 Nassau game?
McCord.
Yeah, tell me. He's like, just ask him
Well,
about this.
JJ kept doubling.
Okay.
I did shoot 60. McCord gave up.
Standard.
Shocking.
And
Standard.
yeah. And basically, JJ kept doubling and all that.
So it was McCord and JJ against you and somebody else. You shot
Me?
60, I was told.
I did.
And it was start at 10 and by
play
the
with,
end.
I think it was Ron Burleson and Barry Farr. Yeah, and Barry was a side bet, but
When
yeah.
your partner shoots 60.
yeah,
$10
we did
Nassau
pretty well.
900 though.
That's JJ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
He must have been drinking, because when he doesn't drink, he normally is a good gambler.
We always play birdies, greenies, all this stuff. So
they don't do any of those.
I know. And then 10 birdies, 12 birdies is going to be a lot.
I mean, whatever.
13, yeah.
A little friendly game, a little $10 nassau. Okay, you owe me $900.
I think it was actually more than that, but we'll go with that.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
McCord's memory
right.
is suspect, too.
Yeah.
All right, next one. We've all had accidents with our cell phones. Sleaze and I know both left it in an Uber. Give me your biggest mishap with a cell phone.
The last one or which one?
Give me your whatever you think the biggest mishap was.
How many you had?
I've had about 3 new computers. Is that what they are?
They're basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Well, my last one was Tucson. I left it on the top of my car and drove off. I was looking.
And did you ask your caddy to go get in the middle of the road to get it?
I did. We didn't find it. But the last time I left it on top of my car was when I was in.
Was
when I was in Canada.
Yes. Okay.
That was come back from Daly's trailer. I'd taken Pro out there.
You got to
hang
stop
out with
setting it
John.
on the top of your car.
I realized that's my wife told me. Don't sit on top of the car. All right, sweetheart. Now, how do you want your stuff? Oh, shit, there it is.
I heard you made Pro run out into oncoming traffic to try to get your phone.
Well, he wasn't. He was a little quicker back then. He was a little quicker for sure. He was quicker. He was. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, John got us a little bit hammered.
Shocking.
Yeah,
It happens.
And I drove home.
Happens to the best of us.
I know. It was good times. Yeah.
Okay, we talked about Bernhard a little bit. How many shots aside would you have to give Bernhard if he had to match you sake for sake on the golf course?
Oh God.
Fleece him, wouldn't you?
No chance.
I don't know actually.
This thing would be over faster than Tiger and Stephen Ames. I
think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernhard's tough though. He has 2 drinks and all he does is smile.
Oh, that may be like his little secret potion.
But he's got to go sake for sake with you.
Each one with you.
No, it's done. It's over.
That's
it's
two
way
aside.
over. I don't know if he'd be floating like Del Cochran did down the river at, on 16, but he'd be really close.
Be real close to that.
Yeah.
He's not big enough to float.
No, he probably would
Dell's
sink.
got a little more buoyant.
He did, and Del floated down that little creek on 16 pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, next one. I heard one evening you were over at Jack Nicklaus's house, and he offered you a cocktail.
Yeah.
And he let you down. Correct?
Well, no, he did. Well, I don't think he had olives, but he made me a nice. He made me a vodka soda and this and that, and he always has this great dinner at his house. I mean, what a beautiful place, and perfect. Not this great big ornate thing, beautiful like you would think Jack would be. And there I am, the last guy to leave again. I don't know how it always happens.
It's hard to believe.
It's really amazing. It is. So I'm talking to Gary. We're just bullshitting a little bit, and Jack's like, "Hey, Mike, what do you want to drink?" And I was like, "Well, vodka soda would be good. You got some, olives to go with it." No, he didn't have any olives. But other than that, he turned on the Miami Heat game, and we sat there and chatted for about half an hour.
All right, well, we've done pretty well with our sources so far.
You've done
basically batted about
sources are mostly idiots. Also,
I didn't know you were doing homework.
Our sources
really
told the
didn't.
story much differently, but we're gonna go with that version.
Okay, there you go. I'd like to hear that source.
Yeah.
Our sources are also idiots, so sometimes they get,
they are idiots.
a little game of
The ones I know.
telephone, it gets messed up a little bit.
I hear you.
Jack should have olives, though, honestly. What's he doing? You know what I mean?
Who doesn't have olives? You got a party.
You probably have an olive
You're
tree.
gonna party and you don't have olives?
You got an olive tree in your backyard. I guarantee it. Dude. Go pluck me some olives.
There you go.
I don't know if they grow on trees. But
Or I'm pretty sure you could have one here in about 3 minutes if you need it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're Jack Nicklaus.
I know.
You have anything.
Yeah.
Or my last one. Are you the only Champions Tour player whose golf playlist is exclusively Snoop, Dre, 2000s hip hop? That's it, right?
Almost.
Pretty much.
Wheeler Walker Jr.?
Wheeler Walker Jr.?
You haven't heard that?
No.
Oh, that's what you
Are
need.
you coaching us on music right now? This is awesome.
Need that. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually prefer Eminem, but
okay.
yes,
there you go.
I
Should
like
have put
Eminem.
Marshall in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You hate country, right?
I'm not a big country fan, John.
Depressing.
You hang around him enough, country. How can you not like country? I don't know. I get Western also. I don't know which one to like. I don't know.
But it's all like early 2000s hip hop, pretty much when you're at Mesa, right?
Yeah.
And I heard if someone changed it to something else, like Joel
like
changed it to country, and you're like, no, turn that shit
something
off.
good, Janis Joplin.
Joplin,
things like that. Yeah. Who wants that?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Didn't have you pegged for that.
Wheeler Walker Jr. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Look it up. You're gonna love that. He knows it.
Here we go. Producer's giving a thumbs
Now
up.
let me just tell you. Let me also put that in parentheses here. Is you cannot play that in any crowd.
Oh, it's got to be the right crowd.
Oh, yes.
They got to.
Yes. Not every crowd is Wheeler
I don't know
Walker
what we're in
Jr.
for, but
You will enjoy.
Okay.
All right. However, I don't know how his mother ever came to a concert. Just going to say.
Okay.
Just going to say.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Larry Pierce, Wheeler Walker. Yeah.
Last question. Okay, one of the luxuries of playing on the PGA Tour is, a lot of places you get courtesy cars, but not all of them you do. So sometimes maybe if you're over in Hawaii, you have to rent a car.
Okay.
Was there ever an incident with a rental car over in Hawaii?
Yes, there was. I mean, not as of late because I'm very mature now. But when I was younger, there was. Yeah, we went out and I didn't play that well that day. So we went out and we took the car. We went and we went to where you go body surf. I forget the name of that beach. It's just a little north of Waialae.
It ends in a vowel. It ends in a vowel, probably.
Yes, it probably ends in a vowel.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It ends in a vowel.
Anyhow, so we're up there, and so we're like, God dang it, we got to go get bathing suits. So we go back to this place. We get bathing suits. We come out, and it's like pouring rain. Tops down, but it's a convertible. It doesn't matter. It's a Mustang. So we go in the sushi bar. We eat sushi. We drink a bunch of sake. Having a good time. We got a few extra. We throw in the back seat. It dumps around. We go out there and we just start body surfing, and we get just ripped. I mean, we are gone. We get tossed, turned. I got sand in my eyeball, my butt. I got it in every orifice on the planet, I have, and I'm just covered in it. And I was just laying at the beach. We're done, and we get back in the car, and we just got sand and crap all over this thing. It is trashed. Anyway, we get out the next day, and the car is like spotless. And I'm like, God dang it, it's $20. You guys are unbelievable. You cleaned this car like that. Well, we kind of screwed up yesterday. We gave you guys the wrong car. And so when they came out today, they were a bit upset. Oh, there's sushi, there's wine, there's sand, there's crap. It was friggin' trash, this thing. And so anyhow, they were like,
wow,
it's a tough
what
break.
A time to get the wrong car.
Break.
What a time to get the wrong car. It was great. We're good for us.
Tough break, bitch. Them's the breaks.
I know. That was pretty funny, I gotta tell you.
That was great.
Oh, God.
Well,
you're an all-timer.
You can talk to Pro and Salsa about all those.
Yes, thank you for digging in.
You got some rats in your operation, but we love them.
Oh my God, do we ever? But
Michael Allen,
thank you for
joining us, my man.
All right, well that was the beautiful Michael Allen joining us on Golf Subpar. He's just a dude, man. He's the guy you just want to go tee it up with, listen to some music, have a couple cocktails with, and get amongst it.
Dude, the first time I met Michael Allen, we were at the Twin Fin a bunch of years back. I didn't know him at the time. I show up, I see our pairing. I'm like, cool. I kind of knew the name, but didn't know him personally. We show up. He's got like early 2000s rap going. He's got cigars all throughout, the golf cart. He's got a bottle of sake. He walks up and shakes my hand. Got like an untucked shirt. And he's like, hey, Michael Allen, how you doing? Hands me a shot of sake. And I was like, I don't know who this dude is, but this guy, we're about to be fast friends out here. And god damn, he hit it good too, man. He was hitting bombs. It's not like flat fade that kind of tumbles a bit. And dude, how about his story about going from like, upright irons to like 5 flat, like the shift that he made in his irons. I used to miss the ball left. A lot of golfers miss the ball left. It never really crossed my mind to just bend my shit 5 degrees flat. That could have been what I was missing.
He totally rebuilt his golf swing, and like a fine wine, just gets better with age. It's unreal that he's played his best golf of his career in his late 40s into his early 50s, but he has made a hell of a career out of the PGA Tour champions. Just went out there and printed money. He's a major champion, but all in all, I love being around the guy. I got lucky enough to beat him in a playoff at the Monday qualifier at the Byron Nelson to get into my first PGA Tour event, which he wasn't too happy about at the time, but we soon became fast friends once he got in the event. Love the man. Always been super, super nice to me. And I mean, we might have to go take some acting lessons from the guy, Sleaze. I mean, his commercial down there at Mesa Country Club. Whew.
I don't know how much it got played nationwide. I would think 0, but here in Scottsdale, here in Arizona, I'm telling you, you watch Golf Channel, that thing was coming up every single commercial break for like 6 months. And it was like, hi, I'm Michael Allen. If you got friends and you're golfing friends and you golf with your friends, the Mesa Country Club. It was the shittiest commercial. I think you could find it on YouTube, and there's like some outtakes on it. I remember when I saw it, I sent him a text. I was like, "This is the worst acting." He's like, "Dude, you have no idea how many times it took me to get before they got like the final product." He's like, "I messed up 72 times. I had to keep shortening my sentences so I could get through it." It's the best.
Well, if that was the best one, I want to see the shittier ones because they got to be incredible.
There's some good outtakes, and I said I watched it. He's like, yeah, they eliminated all the ones where I was like cussing afterwards and stuff. They just put the mess ups in there, but it's a hell of a commercial. And how about this, Colt? I was kind of thinking about it. Can you remember a guy that was in the game of golf, got his tour card, and then quit and came back and actually had success? Like he got back on the PGA Tour, played his best golf on tour after 45, and then obviously big champions career. But dude, there's not many guys that quit and come back and actually have success. You know what I mean?
Nope, totally agree with you. He's got a hell of a story. All right, so it's time to make some money. My man Justin Thomas got me a top 10 last week at the Masters, but not what we were looking for. We stayed away from Scotty Scheffler, and apparently we shouldn't have.
Smart.
So
I went ahead.
Let's
with Brooks.
Get back to it.
I went ahead and cursed Brooks out of consecutive top 10s career record. I mean, unbelievable.
Well, hey, it's time to move past it. We're on to Hilton Head, Harbor Town, the RBC Heritage, one of the best events on the PGA Tour. We got a great field, one of the most unique golf courses. Love this place. It is going to be a lot of fun. We got Justin Thomas and Colin Morikawa as the favorites. This place, I mean, I feel like Colin Morikawa, if he was going to design a golf course, this is what it would be. Yeah. I mean, just you got to hit incredible iron shots. The greens are crazy small. Coming off a final round 67 at the Masters, I like him as a favorite this week at 13-1.
Yeah, hard not to pick him. Everybody's kind of limited in terms of where they can hit driver. He's going to be playing from more or less the same spot as everybody else. Who hits irons better than him? Not really anybody right now that I can think of. Maybe Scotty Scheffler right now, but I'm going to go with the guy that's had some success around here. He's got a perfect fit for this golf course. Matt Fitzpatrick is going off at 20-1. So last year he finished 4th, had a great week. He was 14th the year before that, so he's got some very nice course history around this place. And he just wedges it and putts it so well. He doesn't have to wear out that driver like he did at Augusta, where, you know, he still somehow manages to play well around there. But just a great fit from Matt Fitzpatrick, and his results show that.
And how about this little nugget, Slates? He used to carry a Harbor Town head cover.
Oh, my God.
This is his favorite golf course.
This is it, then. That's a set in stone. Fire everything. Fire your mortgage on that.
All right. For a little bit of a dark horse, I'm going with my man, Kevin Kisner. Lost in a playoff here a few years ago to Jim Furyk, going off at 45-1. I know he always talks about how he doesn't have the length to compete around Augusta National. He gets very excited coming to Harbor Town. You don't have to hit it far. This is another golf course that I think is just built for him. I expect Kevin Kisner to play well.
Coming off that pairing with Tiger, too. Probably going to be a few less eyeballs out there. Probably going to feel like a walk in the park for Kiz after what he went through this past week at Augusta. I'm going to go with another Kevin that I like this week. He's going off at 45-1, but that's Mr. Na. So he's actually coming off a very nice week at Augusta, which is a tough golf course for him. He's got to be wearing out that graphite around that place. But he finished 14th last week at Augusta. That was with a 79 in the third round, where he really struggled. The other 3 rounds he played out there, 71, 71, 69. Really good golf, especially on a golf course that ain't tailor-made for a Kevin Na. Rolls the shit out of the ball. We know that. And I'm going with Kevin Na if you're looking for a long shot, 45-1.
All right, I like that a lot, Sleaze. Well, step up to the tee and take a swing at betting the PGA Tour on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can place their first PGA Tour bet risk-free. And if you don't win, you'll get up to $1,000 back. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a range of betting options like outright winners, head-to-head matchups, nationality props, so much more. And when you win, Sleaze, what's happened? What happens?
2 hours, bud. That's it.
All right, so go low this summer and bet on the PGA Tour. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using code Subpar to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Remember to use the code Subpar to get this special offer today. FanDuel Sportsbook, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Must be 21 years older and present in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 in Arizona. Call 1-800-522-4700 Colorado. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut. 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in New Jersey, Iowa, and Illinois. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York or 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Once again, congratulations. Hold on, let me get my beautiful face back up here for you, Sleaze. There it is. All right. But once again, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. First major championship, dominant performance, world number 1. So cool to see. That was a lot of fun, Sleazy. Looking forward to Harbortown. And we got another very, very special guest coming up next week, which we're not going to spoil, but it is a great one. And I got to give a big shout out to Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk. They had me on their show this week. Those two guys are absolutely incredible. I had such a blast with them. Man, they look like they have a lot of fun on that show.
Dude, we need to do more shows in tank tops, I've decided. It works for Pat. You know what I mean? The more tanks,
it was great.
the better.
We were getting ready. We were finishing up the interview, and I was like, dude, Pat, thanks for having me on. Huge fan. He goes, fuck you. Your show's way better. I was like, I love this guy. He's fantastic.
What a beauty. He does it the right way, bro. Love that guy.
All right, my man. Well, I'll see you back home in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk to y'all on next week's Golf Subpar.